Rome, have you figured out where you're gonna live yet? Like in the off season, so like what's gonna be kind of permanent home base?
Yeah, you want my address?
Particularly, but I was curious if you're gonna be spending your off seasons and your summers in Vegas, or if you're gonna be somewhere else.
For these first few seasons, I mean, I'll probably be up here a good bit. Just finding my place out here. Being close to the facility. But definitely gonna have a spot back home in Vegas because I want to be able to go back home and I got a bunch of training and stuff out there as well. I love to train in California, Florida, Texas as well. So it would just be play by play with how the off season wants to go that year and what I want to work on. But yeah, I'll definitely be out here, but it's hard to say exactly where I'll be.
And using the facility, the practice facility during the break here?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, yeah. I'll be out there a good bit. I like to use the resources that are available to me, and it's free 99, so that's the best price.
We haven't talked to you since rookie camp, and I know that you had the hamstring issue for a couple weeks. How did that happen, and what was the recovery process like?
I think it was just the amount of reps that I was getting. I don't think I was prepared well enough to my body to accommodate those things, and it was a long off season and a lot going on with draft and the different phases, right? So, and I didn't know exactly what to expect coming into the camp as well. So, it's the first time experiencing this transition of things. So, I think, I just needed to get my hamstrings warmed up and get them ready to fire and ready to go. And, luckily it was very minor, because I felt like it did do a good bit to maintain my shape and maintain my form. But, yeah, it was just rehabbing it. The training staff are great here, phenomenal. So them just monitoring it, building that strength back up, and I feel like I was back pretty quickly.
Rome, what struck you about Caleb throughout the course of this offseason program, leading this group, and then obviously when you step in with the veterans around him, taking charge of that group?
Yeah, no, he's a leader. He's a leader, pure and simple. I think, he leads through example. He leads vocally as well. So, to be around him, as rookie to rookie, we're both learning the process of this thing, and both, learning to be in this environment, in this new setting, which is unique to both of us. But for him to be able to step in there with the veterans as well and command those guys and be a leader for the whole team in general is impressive to me, and something that he's been doing consistently. So, we follow him and we go, with him on whatever he wants to accomplish that day. And, each and every day is excellence and determination. So it's been an honor.
One of the plays that Ryan Poles brings up from last season that left an impression on him by you was the fourth down end around against Washington State in the Apple Cup. What do you remember about that sequence and just the coach's trust of putting the ball in your hand in that situation?
Yeah, against the Cougs, our rival. Got to do anything you can to beat the rival, right? So, yeah, I mean, I'm a type of player. I'm very next play orientated. So, whatever the play is, the situation, everything. Of course, I'm knowledgeable on that, and I'm executing the play in a fashion that's equivalent to the situation we're in. But on that down, it was just that play, right? And knowing my assignment on that play and doing my job to a T, so that way we can execute the play. And in that particular play, it executed that. I was on the end around, and I sold it. Mike sold the play tremendously. They all kind of down on the line to sell it as well. So I just did my part, and I think that it is the way an offense should work, executing each and every play that they're on.
Learn about yourself in big moments of big games last year. There were a lot of them.
Right. Yeah. I think, I think my name can be called in those big moments. I feel confident in that. And I think, I have the confidence and the ability to make those plays when they come up and when my name is called. But, again, I think it's something that you just prepare for. It's like Kobe always says, he never took a shot in the game that he hadn't took 1,000 times in practice. And I think that that's really true. We go out there and we practice super hard and put ourselves in tough situations. So when we get in the game, it just kind of feels like, you're there in the present doing your job.
Rome, we've seen you at punt returner. What do you like about that position, and do you see that as a way you can contribute this season?
Yeah, absolutely. I had my fair share of punt returns in college. I practiced it every day. I didn't get a ton of reps, in actual game. Would have loved to get more of those, but I think it's just another opportunity for me to shine and me to, add value to the team. I feel like I do it at a high level. So continue to grow with that, continuing to, find the technique of it. And, especially at this level with punters like Torrey, who, man, he's got some unique ones. So just learning those things. But yeah, I mean, you guys already know my favorite player is Devin Hester. So if I can contribute in any facet in the return game, I'm all for it.
I read that when you got to Washington, you started looking through their record books. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, please. That you kind of set your sights on some of these numbers.
Mm-hmm.
How much have you looked through the receiving records here, season, career, stuff like that, and even looked around at other great rookie seasons around the league, like Puka Nacua?
Yeah, no, 100%, and I think that's important for every player to set those goals and strive for the highest of the high. And it's unique in my situation because I went to school with Puka Nacua, so I was following him and got to see what he did. So absolutely, I'm chasing that. I think he's around 1,500, right, for that rookie season record, and absolutely chasing that. I think Brandon Marshall has a single season record here, right? I'm forgetting the name of the guy who has the career record, but. Yeah, but he was a little bit ago, right? So of course, chasing those records, and I think that's important because I said this at Washington. I want to hopefully leave the Bears organization better than I found it, and if I have my name on some of those records, I feel like that's just one facet of doing so. So absolutely, yeah.
What do you like most about the offense? What do you like most about the offense that you've seen so far?
I think it's explosive. I think it's very dynamic. Coach Shane has a bunch of different, answers for a bunch of different defenses, which is important, I think, at the NFL level because, defenses are able to disguise so many different things. Defensive players can get in, to their drop zone from any position on the field with the speed and physicality of it. So I think he has answers to all those things, and it's a very, execute, the play on any given down, and you can have success. So I think there's a lot to like. I'm still learning it. I'm still growing within it, but I think it's pretty explosive.
Last week, facing the full defense in minicamp, what did you learn about yourself at this level and kind of the ability that you have against the speed of the secondary?
Definitely, I think it's a learning curve having to go against one of the best defenses in the league. Those guys are assignment sound and know exactly where they need to be when they need to be there. So going against them, it's sharpening my skills, and I feel tremendously blessed to be able to do that. But definitely a challenge, but something that I feel I'm growing into, and it's something that I feel okay. Yeah, I'm here to do my thing and be able to compete at a high level.
Having done some real work now with Keenan and DJ, what value will they bring to you heading into this first year?
Ooh, I think it's it's not even measurable what they're able to the impact they're able to make on my career. Just being in the room with them for. Shoot, I'm losing the track of days here, but 4 weeks or so, I've already learned so much. So, to be in a room with them throughout a whole season, learning from them in training camp, I think it's gonna just take my game to the next level, and something I'm super excited about because it's not often that you get to come under the wing of a Hall of Famer and then a soon to be Hall of Famer as well. So, yeah, it's awesome.
How will you continue to study over the next 4 or 5 weeks before you come back to camp? What's usually your routine, or are you going to make sure that you know the playbook inside and out?
It's unique because it'll be my first time, doing so at this level. But I think, I've some, habits and things that I do in the off season. I love to, get the playbook, get the installs, and actually go out there, whether it's, run through the routes, the route tree, or, have, my mom, my dad, or somebody, say the play call to me, and I go line up and run the route. So I like to, be on the field and physically do things, but a note taker as well, film watcher, all those, different things that you need to do to, ingrain it in your head and, make sure that when I come back for training camp, I'm ready to go.
Rome, are you still going to have your mom and dad run through the plays with you this summer?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. When I go back to Vegas, mom's going to have to, go to work. She's going to have to, she's going to have to be out there in that 115 degrees. She already knows that, but it's all love. They want the best for me, and they enjoy it. I don't get to go home too often, so wherever it is, if we're in 115, then we're in 115. We just enjoy, spending time with one another. So yeah, she'll be out there.
Rome, if your training camp started tomorrow, would you be good with that, or do you need a break?
Hell no, I wouldn't be good with that. Nah, I wouldn't be good with that because not necessarily that I think I need a break, but I'm not where I want to be at, on a physicality standpoint, on a conditioning standpoint, on a who I am as a player standpoint. If training camp was tomorrow and you're like mentally wise, I'll be ready to go, man. Shit. I mean, it's my first year in the NFL, dog. I'm all for it, but I need this month to go get right and make sure this transition into the league is going to be swift and smooth as it can be.
What I'm curious about it, as exciting as this whole process has been for you, is the excitement level increased now that you've seen your teammates, the potential, everything, now that you've gotten into it? I'm curious what.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it's it's kind of a, standing too close to the elephant when you first get here. It's just like, that big old NFL sign in your face. And now you step back, you're like, oh, I'm really in the NFL. Yeah, these guys are professional athletes, but we still playing ball. We still going out there and doing what we've been loving to do since, we was, this tall. So definitely it's been, a building of excitement for sure. And, I know, the butterflies and all that are going to continue to roll in when it's first game, first day of training camp, first, one-on-one period. It all comes with the journey. So absolutely.
What will you do? I mean, your season ended so late last year. You go right into combine training. You haven't had a physical break. So what does your plan look like for 5 weeks to make sure that you can give your body whatever rest it needs, but also staying within the conditioning too?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, this first week I'm gonna go see my mama, go see my pops, go see my girl, go see my brothers, because I want to spend time with them, and you never know when your next break is gonna be. So, go spend time with them for about a week or so. I'm gonna maintain my lifting and exercising, just so I can maintain my shape, and then that next week or so I'll probably be training somewhere. Got to figure that spot out. Got to figure out exactly what I want to train and how I want to get there. But that'll be like wide receiver based, right? But throughout this whole 4 weeks, I'll be, strength and conditioning for sure. Because like I said, I'm not where I want to be at. But then the last 2 weeks, I'm thinking I'm gonna be out here. I want to be here at least 2 weeks before training camp starts, so I can just get in my rhythm, get in my routine, make sure I'm getting with gym and the strength and conditioning staff, so that way when training camp comes around, I'm ready to go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you guys. Have a good one.